The Bedlam series is coming to an end, once the University of Oklahoma joins the SEC. 3 NHLers hung up the skates, and we have your Monday Night Football doubleheader recap. All this and more coming up on the Daily O. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily O. I'm Emma Lightfoot. Thanks for joining us tonight on this Tuesday edition of the show. We have lots to go over, so let's get right into it. The fabled Bedlam series between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State will be no more once OU joins the SEC. According to Brett McMurphy of Action Network, the athletic directors of both schools says the series will end when OU leaves the Big 12 in 2025. The series began in 1904 and is the second longest active rivalry in college football. The Cowboys and Sooners have faced off 116 times in that span, with OU leading the series record at 90, 19, and 7. The last game between the two teams was last year at OSU's Boone Pickens Stadium, where Oklahoma State won 37-33, the team's first victory against OU since 2014. This year, the teams face off on November 19th at OU's Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. Oklahoma State defensive end Trace Ford was honored on Monday as the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week. Ford blocked Arkansas Pine Bluff's first punt attempt of Saturday's contest and proceeded to return the ball for 15 yards for a touchdown that put OSU ahead by 2 touchdowns. Ford was also credited with a quarterback hurry and a third down pass breakup. After the game, Ford says he was just happy to score a touchdown and that it was the first time he had ever blocked a punt. Ford's play was the first time since 2018 that OSU blocked a punt and scored. In other OSU athletics news, let's move across campus to the Greenwood Tennis Center, where Cowgirl Tennis has released its upcoming 2022 fall schedule. The first matches of the season will start simultaneously, with half of the Cowgirls currently competing in Texas at the ITF 15K Lubbock Pro Circuit Tournament until the 25th, while the other half will compete in the Battle of the Bay Tournament in San Francisco from September 22nd to the 25th. The Cowgirls are set to host the ITA Central Regionals for the first time since 2015 in mid-October. OSU will also host the Big 12 Fall Invite in early November to finish out the fall season. For more updates on Cowgirl Tennis and other OSU teams, be sure to follow along with the Daily O for all your athletics news. Coming up on the Daily O, we highlight the careers of 3 NHL players who announced their retirement today. Plus, we have your Monday Night Football and baseball recaps. And finally, what happened on this day in 1973? Stay tuned to find out, and the Daily O will be right back.
You may have been to casinos at some point in your life, but do you really know the truth behind the game you're playing?
And the casinos were very polemic or very controversial when they came out. But the truth was, that's all the federal government gave us.
The casino is owned by the Chickasaw Nation and has roughly 600,000 square feet of dedicated gambling space, making it the world's largest casino. It contributed massively to the Chickasaw Nation, posting a net revenue of $1.4 billion for the fiscal year of 2017.
Tucked away in the city of Ripley, Oklahoma, the award-winning Washington Irving Trail Museum showcases the heritage and history of Payne County. This museum holds antiques, treasures, and artifacts that one cannot find at any other museum. With hundreds of historical antiques that display OSU history, along with Native American history, the museum has it all. The museum is well known for their book containing pictures and news articles about Frank Eaton, the original Pistol Pete. Dale Kluber opened Washington Irving Trail Museum in 1994 with its collection of historical mementos. This museum is filled from wall to wall with Oklahoman history. The Washington Irving Trail Museum is 15 minutes outside of Stillwater Experience history at one of Oklahoma's hidden gems.
Over the years, we kind of realized that you can get ribs anywhere, you can get a steak anywhere, but you can't always get a Mountain View hot link like ours. So we really decided to focus on that niche and realized we had something really special. So that's when we started focusing more on the hot links, but it's still the same family recipe they were making all those years ago. For us, many of our people that work here have been with us for years and decades. So whereas machines kind of break down over time, the people just get better. And it shows in the products we produce. When you buy a Mountain View product, not only is it gonna taste dynamite, but you're also feeding Oklahomans. You're helping employ Oklahomans, and you're helping to fund the state's economy. So what's better than that?
Welcome back to the Daily O. Let's get started on some national headlines. 3 NHLers called it a career today. Defenseman Zdeno Chara, Keith Yandel, and PK Subban announced their retirements earlier today. Chara was the oldest active player in the NHL last year, playing for the New York Islanders at age 45 and in his 24th year in the league. A 6-time All-Star, Big Z was most well known for captaining the Boston Bruins for 14 seasons and leading them to a Stanley Cup championship in 2011. Last year, Chara became the record holder for most career games played, with 1,080. Yandel was the NHL's premier Ironman, who has the record for most consecutive games played, with 989. Yandel finished his 17-year career as a 3-time All-Star, with 619 points scored and 1,009 games played. Subban closes out his 13-year career as a Norris Trophy recipient and 3-time All-Star. Subban was also known for being the cover athlete for EA Sports NHL 2019 edition. The University of Oregon is apologizing after some students yelled an AntiMormon chant during Saturday's football game against Utah's Brigham Young University. The University of Oregon tweeted it sincerely apologizes for the offensive and disgraceful chant from the student section, and it said there is no place for hate, bias, or bigotry in the campus community. A university official says the incident will be investigated. BYU was founded by the second president of the Mormon Church, Brigham Young, in 1875. The university is supported by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Nearly all of its students are Mormon. Friday Night Lights is one of the best things to watch here in Stillwater, especially when a team from Norman comes to town. Our own Zach Berger has the story.
Nothing better on a Friday night than some Stillwater versus Norman football action. Friday night, the Stillwater Pioneers hosted the Norman Tigers for this Bedlam Junior matchup, and it did not disappoint anyone in attendance. It was an intense game until the final whistle. The Pioneers started fast on their first 2 drives of the night, but Norman didn't waver. With a heavy dosage of their run-heavy offense, the Tigers switched up at quarterback, and their defensive prowess, they kept this game at arm's reach. Vital coaching decisions and gameplay helped the Tigers transform this game into a major slugfest. As the final seconds expired, the game officially ended on a Riker Martin goal line interception, showcasing the defensive abilities to step up when necessary. When the final whistle blew, the Pioneers came out on top with a 36-33 victory. The star of the game was senior quarterback Gage Gundy. Gundy would finish off 19 for 21 of 201 yards, tallying up 3 passing touchdowns. His shining moment was a 2-minute drill that resulted in the game-winning touchdown, which he then capped off by rushing for a 2-point conversion. Next week, the Pioneers take on U.S. Grant Generals for their first district matchup of the season. After the game, Gage Gundy touched up on his mindset in the final quarter, and head coach Tucker Barnard talked about Gundy and his team's performance. And here is what they had to say about the game.
And then you're in that 2-minute drill at the end of the game. All eyes are on you. Just tell me what's going through your head as you're making that final drive.
You know, last year we had 2 of those to win it like that. We had Mustang and Dare Creek. So, I mean, we were all kind of used to it. In practice, we worked 2 minutes at the end of every practice. So right when they scored, the whole offense got together, and we just said, let's go. We got to score. It's what we worked for. It's what we practiced for, and got it done.
We overcame a lot tonight. I mean, turnovers, penalties, coaching decisions. I mean, you know, there's a lot that we have to work on and get better. But
you know, you can't talk about these games without talking about Gage Gundy. You know, he's a senior now with that poise and that skill to drive down the field in big games. What does that mean as a leader for this team to represent Stillwater?
I mean, you know, he's such a competitor. Does, you know, everything that you want a leader to do, everything that you would ask for out of the quarterback position. I mean, he's that guy.
Reporting live from Pioneer Stadium, I'm Zach Berger, and this.
Thanks, Zach. Let's take another break, but when we return, we'll take a look at Major League games from last night, and we have the play of the game. There can only be one, so stay tuned to find out what happened and who did it. We'll be right back.
Our state is one of the most beautiful and unique states in the USA. With diverse geographies, the historic Route 66, unforgettable restaurants, and some of the greatest people on the planet. With so much to see and so much to do, living in Oklahoma means one of the best vacation spots is right in our own backyard. Doesn't this story need to be told? As filmmakers and photographers based right here in Oklahoma, we thought so. And hey, who doesn't like a good road trip? So, we packed up our cameras, teamed up with Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell and the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, and that's how this series was born. We want to show you why traveling within the great state of Oklahoma is a great idea. So come join us for thousands of miles over the next year, from Broken Bow to Black Mesa. This is the Oklahoma Road Trip.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
I'm Kristen Hawkins. I went to Oklahoma State University here in Stillwater in '99 to 2004. I've always felt like Stillwater needed more family-friendly things to do, and we have opened up AR Workshop. We do everything from knitting blankets that can be done in a 3-hour class. We create doormats and porch signs, the Christmas wreaths with our yarn that we use for the blankets. We also do, we just started a new project for gnomes, and we've done pumpkins during the fall. But our big thing that we do here are interior signs. Our designs are extremely unique to AR Workshop. Customers come in, everything is here for them to do. They create everything. They can be as hands-on as they want. They came in here to relax and have fun, and that they are proud of their project that they've made.
In the NFL, there were 2 primetime games last night. The Minnesota Vikings against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Buffalo Bills hosted the Tennessee Titans last night. The Vikings looked as if they had made a wrong turn somewhere in downtown Philly. The Vikings' struggles on both ends allowed quarterback Jalen Hurts to torch the secondary for 333 yards while adding multiple touchdowns via the air and the ground. The Eagles continue on their hot start to the season with a 24-7 victory. Also, a bit of a rare one in the NFL in Week 2, but there was more than just one game last night. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills followed the exact steps the Eagles took with their red-hot offense against a reeling Titans squad. Bills receiver Stephon Diggs carried the receiving corps with 3 total touchdowns. The final for that one. A Minnesota woman has become a bit of an internet sensation for the enthusiastic videos of her watching Minnesota Vikings football. Jackie Thompson has nearly 750,000 followers on TikTok, and she really captures how we all feel watching our favorite teams win. David Schumann talked to the diehard Vikings fan and her family.
Yep.
It's universal love for Jackie Thompson in a TikTok video her daughter JC posted.
Oh my God, it's him! I knew this was gonna happen today. I could have bet $1 million. Son of a we're back. The Vikings are back. Ah, beautiful. God, you gotta love it.
One win over the Packers and 2.2 million views later, Jackie's internet fame has her a little confused, frankly.
People come into work and they recognize me, they want to take a selfie with me, and I'm like, why? I'm a nobody. I just, sit in my kitchen and drink beer and watch football.
In other words, she's all of us.
That's how I felt when we won. She's a tried and true supporter. I love that.
Oh, I got a friend just like her.
Here's the thing. I'm not fake. What you see is what you get. And I mean, I don't care if there's a camera in my face.
By the way, the player she's getting so excited about is Justin Jefferson, the purple and gold superstar wide receiver.
I think 1 or 2 Vikings players have commented on one of the Viking videos that we've had, but not Justin Jefferson. Jackie would literally die.
I would die.
Would you give up one of your daughters for a Super Bowl championship?
Yep.
David Schumann.
No, I'm kidding.
Which one?
WCCO 4 News.
Let's take another break, but when we return for our final break, it's time for the play of the game. Find out who made it when we return. The Daily O will be right back.
I'm Kristen Hawkins. I went to Oklahoma State University here in Stillwater in '99 to 2004. I've always felt like Stillwater needed more family-friendly things to do, and we have opened up AR Workshop. We do everything from knitting blankets that can be done in a 3-hour class. We create doormats and porch signs, the Christmas wreaths with our yarn that we use for the blankets. We also do, we just started a new project for gnomes. We've done pumpkins during the fall, but our big thing that we do here are interior signs. Our designs are extremely unique to AR Workshop. Customers come in, everything is here for them to do. They create everything. They can be as hands-on as they want. They came in here to relax and have fun, and that they are proud of their project that they've made.
Pecans are staple to Oklahoma. In fact, many of our native pecans come from trees that are older than Oklahoma statehood.
My father's the one that got us started into the pecan picking. I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and we started off with one little mechanical picker that you pulled behind a four-wheeler. Then we'd go home at night and we'd clean them on a TV tray. I guess watching my dad work hard when we were young, and people started trusting him and getting more and more groves, we just kept growing.
Being a relatively new and fresh company, we get to sit in the same room with people who have been a part of the Oklahoma economy for decades.
It's opened a lot of doors. It's gave us quite a bit of exposure, and I think people, will take a small company like us a little more serious. We're just going to continue growing as long as our community lets us and our customers keep on buying, and we'll see where it takes us.
Tucked away in the city of Ripley, Oklahoma, the award-winning Washington Irving Trail Museum showcases the heritage and history of Payne County. This museum holds antiques, treasures, and artifacts that one cannot find at any other museum. With hundreds of historical antiques that display OSU history, along with Native American history, the museum has it all. The museum is well known for their book containing pictures and news articles about Frank Eaton, the original Pistol Pete. Dale Kluber opened Washington Irving Trail Museum in 1994 with his collection of historical mementos. This museum is filled from wall to wall with Oklahoman history. The Washington Irving Trail Museum is 15 minutes outside of Stillwater. Experience history at one of Oklahoma's hidden gems.
We're almost done for today, but we'd be remiss to leave out one of our favorite segments here at the Daily-O. What happened on this day in sports past, and give a few birthday shout-outs to some of the world's favorite sports figures. On September 20th, 1973, Billie Jean King took on Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes, one of the most influential tennis matches in history. King defeated Riggs in 3 sets and took home the prize of $100,000. Turning back the clock on baseball, Babe Ruth broke his own home run record in 1927, hitting 60 home runs and breaking his own record set in 1921. In football history, Walter Payton scored his 107th touchdown in 1987, breaking the record which was previously held by Jim Brown. Now for birthday celebrations. Dallas Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs turns 24 years old. Toronto Maple Leafs player John Tavares turns 32 years old. And capping off our birthday celebrations is former mixed martial arts artist Khabib Nurmagomedov. Through all of the action of last night, here is the play of the night. In the top of the second inning, Rays shortstop Wander Franco makes a great dive and throw to first to stop Houston Astros right fielder Trey Mancini from getting on base. And that'll do it for today's edition of the Daily O. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us again tomorrow when Aaron Gonders gives you Wednesday's top sports news. For the Daily O, I'm Emma Lightfoot.
Well, how I got started was my daughter said, "Mama, why don't we rent a booth at the Quarter Horse Show?" And it was very, very good because, you know, when you're giving your jelly away for free, people really do love it. But when you ask them to pay for it, then that's a true test. What makes my product so unique is the Scotch bonnet pepper. And the Scotch bonnet is a Jamaican pepper. And I had lived in Montego Bay, Jamaica for 4 years. So I learned how to handle the pepper and how to cook with it. I always say, you don't do this on your own. I mean, you have so many people that help you along the way. For me and for many of us, that's my name on that jar, and it better be good.
Everybody, my name is Emily Shooping. I'm your marketing coordinator for the Made in Oklahoma Coalition. I'm coming to you with an amazing opportunity. We are teaming up with the Ocali Media Group at Oklahoma State University. We want to tell your story on the following platforms: streaming, newspaper, and digital. This opportunity will not only allow your story to be told locally, but nationally as well. I am so excited for each of you to join in on this tremendous opportunity. This will not only be good for your business, but it will be good for our great state of Oklahoma. You can be expecting an email from me soon with more details about this opportunity. Local has a name, local has a face, local has a flavor. The Made in Oklahoma Coalition.